This is the Giraffe360 Go camera. It's basically a 360 camera with a bunch of sensors and stuff to capture virtual tours, floor plans, and still images you see in real estate. In the last video, I unboxed it, and today I just finished up a training session, and I think I'm ready to scan my first home. But there's a few things I'm curious about. Ease of use. There's only like 2 buttons on this thing and a touchscreen that's easy to use. So it's pretty straightforward so far, but will I come across any hiccups? Overall still image quality, graininess. How good is the lighting? Is it bright and welcoming, or is it dark and dungy? Color accuracy, and then when we go outside to take some exteriors, how good is the blue sky replacements that they offer? Floor plan accuracy for small closets and stuff in awkward spaces, is it good for that? And of course, the virtual tours. Let's go, enough yapping. They say it's best if you're doing virtual tours to start at ground level and work your way up. So I'm gonna, for photos, start at the top, work my way down, and then do virtual tours and work my way back up. For some settings, I'm gonna go, you have this auto straightener on. Timer, I'll set 3 seconds to avoid some tripod shake when I click it. Field of view, you can do auto, or you can adjust how wide you want the camera. I'll leave it on auto, see how it works. All right, that's this living room. So this is an instance where you would use that angle adjuster to capture down the stairs if that's what you wanted to do. And capture. Forgot to turn these lights on. Not a big deal. You just want to make sure all the lights are on, lamps, blinds are open, just the maximum brightness. For trying something new and trying to figure it out, running up and down the house, filming myself, I'm not sweating that hard. So that's a good sign. It means it's relatively stress-free right now. All right, now this I'm curious about. We got a mirror shot. Can't really avoid the camera being in the mirror. I can remove it in Photoshop, but apparently they'll do it automatically for you. So let's try that. How well can it make a dark utility room look? All right, now that I've finished up my photos and we're on the ground floor, let's do a virtual tour and scan for some floor plans. Same tripod height, same everything. You just, instead of hitting still photo on the screen, you hit scan. Scan. It's gonna play me a jingle when it's done. Oh, there we go. It's this panoramic mess. Done. Just so we're on the same page, when you hit the scan button on the camera, it captures a 360 panoramic image and sends out a laser to measure the space. The visual data and the laser measurements are smashed together to create a virtual tour and some floor plans. Except you run into a situation where you need measurements of inside a closet for the floor plans, so you gotta open the doors and take a scan, but no one wants to see inside a cluttered closet when walking through a virtual tour, so you gotta take another scan with the doors closed. And if there's a lot of closets and small spaces, you could be taking a lot of double scans, which can take a bit of time. But then when you upload all these scans, they say it's smart enough to automatically only include the scans with the doors closed for the virtual tours and just use the open door scans for the floor plan measurements. But if that messes up, you can manually hide unwanted scans in the dashboard, which I'll talk about later. It's just a learning curve. You gotta look around each room and make sure you're opening all the closets for the floor plan measurements and then closing them to scan for a cleaner looking virtual tour. All right, and that bathroom was the last scan. So the virtual tour, floor plans, interior photos are done. Let's go outside before the sun goes down in about 45 minutes. For the exteriors, they say to extend the tripod as tall as possible. You can also do outside virtual tour stuff, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna take some photos. Go up here. We're done here. Let's get these uploaded and see how long it takes. You can review everything before you submit it, and then just finish project and turn off. Yes. Upload before turning off. Yes, I'm connected to Wi-Fi. Now you sit back and relax. It's 4:28. And it took about an hour for all the photos to be processed and uploaded. And then about 2 a.m. that following morning, all the photos got finished. And then at about 8 a.m., everything finished. So the floor plan and virtual tour. So on the dashboard, we got floor plans, virtual tour, still photos. It generated a little video out of the virtual tour. And we got some point cloud data, which I don't even know how to access. The overall still image quality. So they got a natural look compared to that luxury sterilized look I tend to go for. You're getting more color cast from the interior lights, a little bit of blues and greens on the white walls from the sky and grass, trees outside. You can see through the windows, which I'm pretty happy with. People in my market tend to prefer the really poppy windows that you see. You can tweak the photos even more with exposure, highlight shadows, contrast, all that stuff. I'd probably boost up the sharpness. It does look a bit soft, but that fixes it. For the blue sky replacements, I'm really happy with. I like how the clouds and the actual sky changes depending on the photo. It's dynamic. It's not just this static sky that they paste over top of every photo. It moves. In the darker, far away areas, like in this photo, you can see it starts to lose a bit of quality in the background. The foreground's good, but as you get a bit farther away, it becomes a bit muddy. This house is incredibly dark though. It's not the brightest overhead lights, and that is a dark area down there, so it really depends on the room. The camera removal worked really well. I can't even tell it was there. I like how it tries to blur out personal photos automatically, and you can also add your own blur if it missed a spot. A thing I am concerned about though, when you do download all the photos by clicking download all, they ended up being over a megabyte with no option to resize it before downloading, so I'm gonna have to resize them all myself, because when I send these photos to an agent to upload to MLS, it's not gonna work. They have to be under 1 megabyte each. It'd be great to be able to resize them in the dashboard before downloading them, putting in a specific file size or maybe a specific resolution. And now for the virtual tour, the quality is amazing. I don't know why, but it looks better than the photos. Things look more sharp and higher resolution. I don't know. I love the little map guide. I am an idiot and I was supposed to scan this little area here. I didn't do that, so you'll see in the floor plan it didn't really capture this wall. And also, instead of just having a node here to click on, you click here and it will take me to the basement. So I should have scanned the middle floor. If I did want to make a scan here, I can just go back and scan it. The files will upload, and then you just merge the projects together with a click of a button and it will merge them into the existing virtual tour. It's super straightforward. So if you do miss a scan and you have to go back to a job site, you can easily do that. But this isn't a paid job, so I'm just too lazy to do that. This scan here, I only took to capture measurements of the closet. I didn't actually want to include it in the virtual tour, but you can hide scans. Click here, hide panoramas, and I can scroll down and find the shot of that closet, and I can click this button and hide it. And that goes for these double scans here. I took one here, which I did want to include for the virtual tour because all the closets are closed. But then this one here, I took to get the measurements of inside the closet, and I didn't want to include it. So I can just go in and hide that panorama and it won't show up in the virtual tour. And for the floor plans, it automatically labels each room for you. With the measurements, it did, like I said, miss this wall because I didn't make a scan in the front door area. So that's just my fault. Got all the closets right, even the small ones. Unfortunately, I found out it doesn't pick up on islands. They're working on it though, apparently. Okay, I am noticing it's not labeling this downstairs bathroom, and there is no back wall. So this looks like it just goes out into the wilderness, which it does not. First time using it, very intuitive. I think I gotta get better at figuring out what to scan and what not to scan. I think there are some areas of improvement, and I'm looking forward to testing this out more and figuring out how to get the best results. If you have any questions, let me know. Farewell.